Hi everyone, my name is Shivam Sharma. I'm a licensed immigration consultant, member ID number R526789. I own and run my own immigration company called Heyram Consulting Ltd, and it is located in Surrey, BC, Canada. I'm making this video just for everyone's informational purposes. It's an informal video. It's regarding the new public policy that is commencing on May 6th. I'll try to tell people what information I've gathered from sources online, through some senior immigration consultants, my mentors, my colleagues, and a couple Zoom meetings that I attended. So just to, because keep getting a lot of calls where people freak out about the process and how it's going to happen. So I'll try to share in simple words and tell you what you need to have for this program. As of May 3rd, 5:25 p.m., I think this is the best information I have. A small disclaimer that I've done my part at my best ability to give you the right information. There might be a bits here and there that might not be 100% accurate. So do read the proper Government of Canada's guidelines before you apply. Okay, so let's start. So basically, the Government of Canada introduced this program with 4 categories. We call it the TR to PR pathway. I'll be just talking about the 3 categories. I won't be talking about the French category because a lot of my clients and my knowns I get more inquiries about the first 3 categories. The first 2 categories are for essential workers. The difference is just the NOC codes. So I'll compile it into one category, and I'll explain you what are the requirements, what documents do you need, and all that. Okay, so let's start with it. And the first one is the essential workers. We'll call it essential workers. So essential workers is basically get divided into 2 parts. It's stream A and stream B. So stream A is basically for more like simple words, health professionals. The details of the NOC codes can be found I can share the link, and then you can look at the detailed NOC codes and the job duties and figure out if you fall under one of those NOC codes. And stream B is, again, there's specific list of NOC codes that if you want to apply as an essential worker under this public policy, you must be working or you must have an experience, you must have an experience in one of those NOC codes, right? As of today, you could be working in any occupation. So let's start with, in simple words, let's start with what are the basic requirements under the essential workers category. So first one is that if you are in stream A, then you must have at least 1 year's experience in the past 3 years in the NOC occupation specified in Annex A, right? And then second, you must be employed at this time. It could be any occupation, right? As of today, like if you're applying on May 6th, you don't have to be occupied in the same profession in which you're showing your experience. You could be employed anywhere, but you must be employed. You cannot be on maternity leave. You cannot be laid off. You have to be employed to be eligible to apply for this program. The third requirement is the English test language requirement. And for that, you need to have at least CLB level 4. And CLB level 4 we define as reading 3.5, writing 4, listening 4.5, and speaking 4. I've made some notes, so I'm trying to read the exact accurate details for you so that while speaking, I don't mess it up. So the IELTS has to be the journal one, or the SOLPIP would work as well. It has to be valid, right? You can't have the test that was valid that you gave more than 2 years ago, right? So it has to be within that 2-year validity period. An important question that a lot of people do ask me that my IELTS test or my SOLPIP test is on May 8th. Will I be able to use that proof that I have my test and apply for the program on May 6th? The answer is no. When you apply for the program, may it be May 6 or May 8 or May 9, whatever date it is, you must have a valid test results, English language test results, either CELPIP journal or IELTS journal in hand. Otherwise, you're not eligible to apply. The system will not allow you to proceed with the application. Right. So the fourth is that you must be legal in Canada. The fifth is you must intend to reside outside of Quebec, and the application process is online. I'll explain how the process is going to work online with the information that I have. Right, the intake limit for stream A is 20,000 application, and the intake limit for stream B is 30,000 application. Right. So I'm just gonna go back a few steps and talk about the work experience in some details. So everybody knows we need 1 year's experience in the NOC code specified by the Government of Canada. The experience can be we need it for 1 year within the previous 3 years. It can be part-time or full-time. Right. Also, very important, I didn't understand this properly till now. I have information now that if you were working as a student and you were a student and you were legally authorized to work 20 hours a week, right? If you were working in those essential occupations for 20 hours a week for, let's say, for last 2 years, and you have accumulated a total of 1560 hours experience even as a student, you are eligible to apply under the stream. So it's very important that some people will come back to me that, we don't have a work permit. So just for this temporary public policy, the government has allowed students who were on valid study permits and they were meeting all their study requirements and they were working at a maximum of 20 hours a week, that their experience to be counted towards the total accumulated experience of 1 year. So yes, your part-time experience can be counted. And again, I have explained this, you must be employed in any occupation, but you must be employed, right? I think that's it. So there, in the link, I can tell you about stream A and stream B. You can look at the NOC codes. If you have any questions, you can email me, text me, or call me. The other pathway that I wanted to talk about was for international graduates. So the basic information, the basic eligibility requirement for this process is that you must have graduated after January 2017 from a designated learning institution. So I get a lot of calls where people ask that, I did my 8 months diploma or certificate or some education, but the college did not give me a postgraduate work permit. Am I eligible to apply under the stream? Personally, what I have learned, I say no, that if you must have graduated from a college, in simple words, from a college that gets you a work permit, that gets you a postgraduate work permit. So only then you are eligible to apply under this program. Right? Then you must be awarded a degree, a diploma, a certificate, an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's, a PhD. Anything would work, but it has to be at least for 8 months time period. And right now you must be employed. It says you must be employed. It doesn't say full-time or part-time, right? As of now, I'll say that it just says that you must be employed with a valid work or a valid authorization to work. Another question that I get here is that, Shivam, I recently graduated. I applied for my postgraduate work permit. It's still in process. Am I eligible to apply under this category? Yes, you are. As long as you have your submission confirmation and you explain in your file that you have been working in Canada legally and you were authorized to work, then yes, you are eligible to apply under this occupation. The language requirements for this category are CLB 5. So CLB 5 is reading 4 in IELTS and everything else 5. So writing, listening, and speaking 5. In CELPIP, CLB 5 would mean 5 each. In all categories, you must have at least 5. Yeah, you must be legal in Canada. You must intend to remain outside of Quebec. Um, Again, the application is done online, and the intake for this intake limit for this program is this category is 40,000 applications, right? And it's starting on May 6th. I get a lot of questions asking what time is the program starting. I have no idea so far. It says May 6th. It could be midnight, it could be 8 a.m., it could be 10 a.m. The details will be out soon, right? So another important question that I get asked a lot is, what documents do we need to prepare for this temporary public policy? Um, I have tried my best to gather the best information for you guys. So first of all, the most uh, I'm asked if I need a upfront medical exam. No, you don't need an upfront medical exam. If needed, the government is going to request one. The second question is usually about the police clearance certificates. Yes, you need police clearance certificate to apply for this program. But there are a lot of students or essential workers that have applied for their police clearance certificates, but they have not received them yet. So it's totally fine as long as you have a proof that you have paid to get a police clearance certificate, or you have requested one. You can submit that proof in your application, and you can, once you receive your PCC, you can update it or upload it in your file at a later date. Yeah. Another question about police clearance certificates that I get is, do we need RCMP clearances? No, you don't. It's not required. The immigration officer might request it at a later date, but it is not required for the purpose of applying for this application. All right. So again, you don't need upfront medical. If you have done one, good. If you don't, you're not getting dates, you don't have to. Police clearance certificates. Oh, another point, important point about police clearance certificates. I do get asked this a lot, that can we apply police certificate from India, like or do they have to do it from BLS only? I checked everywhere. I checked Government of Canada's website. If you Google police clearance certificate from India, CIC, you enter that. You'll click on Government of Canada's website link. It clearly says that you can get police clearance certificate from your local police station. It would work. So yes, you can apply from your local police stations. The police clearance certificates are usually stamped by the superintendent of police. So as long as you have that, it's good to go. You don't need the original because the application is going to be submitted online. All you need is a scanned copy. Yep, so either you have the police clearance in hand, or you have a proof that you have applied for one. Both works, but you definitely need police clearance certificates. All these documents that I'll be telling about, you need scanned copies in a PDF format, right? So you would need your passport, you would need a digital photo. The photo could be JPEG, but if it's a PDF too, that would work. Digitally, I recommend doing 50-70 mm photos professionally. So 50 by 70 mm digital photos. You would need to scan all your education documents starting from grade 12, your diplomas or bachelor's or whatever you have, right? You must also have other two documents that I personally think are important. So your official transcripts, number one. Number two, your completion letter or your graduation letter when you completed your studies, right? So if people don't know what's a completion letter or a graduation letter, it's a letter that you get before you get the actual degree or certificate. It's a letter you get from the college telling that you have successfully graduated. So yes, you should have the letter scanned in case you need it, right? I get a lot of questions asked about pay slips, about experience letters. I do tell that a lot of questions are around that. If I requested an employment letter from my employer today, I might not get it for a few weeks. What should I be doing? I tell them that, or have your recent pay slips. So everybody has access to their pay slips bi-weekly, right? Or semi-monthly. So have your pay slips from January 2021 till date for sure. Have T4 readies for 2020, 2019. If possible, it's always good to have pay slips for 2020 and 2019 as well. So for every time period you worked, have your pay slips as a proof. It's better. But if you can't find one, or if you request it from the employer or the employer's accountant and it's taking time, it's all good. Have your pay slips from January 2021 till date, and have T4s for 2020, 2019, 2018, or whatever your whatever time period you wanted your experience counted. If you're married, yes, you need a marriage certificate. You need your current status. If it's, let's say, if it's implied status, you need your, let's say you've applied for a postgraduate work permit, so you're on implied status, you would need your study permit, and you would need your submission confirmation, right? If you have already got your PGWP, then yes, have a scanned copy of your PGWP. Or if it's any other kind of work permit, have a valid scanned copy of your work permit. You must have your IELTS scanned. Yeah. And so for people who are married and have dependents, if they're either living in Canada or living abroad, they will be included in the application. For them, if your spouse is out in Canada or inside Canada, I think personally, I think you only need a few documents for them, excuse me. So the first document you might need for them is passport, the second is digital photo, the third is police clearance certificate, that's for sure. You can have the scanned copies of their education documents, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. Yeah, apart from that, I think for your children, have their passport copies, have their digital photos. And if your child or children are below age of 18, you don't need police clearance certificates. If they're above age of 18, yes, you would need PCCs for them. And I think, again, I think I've explained this, that if your IELTS was booked for a later date than May 6th and you wanted to submit your application on May 6th, you cannot do it. You must have a valid IELTS TRF report to submit your application. And what I've been hearing this, that there will be an IMM 0008 form that you must submit with your file, but there's confusions around if you should already be filling out the old IMM 0008 form, or there might be an updated version. No idea, but the basic process of how this is going to work is, I would say, 4 steps. So there's going to be a portal. Oh, I get asked a lot of questions about if I have to do it through my CIC account, if I do it through my Express Entry profile, or how. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but what I know is that it's separate from Express Entry. It's going to be a different online portal system. So what's going to happen is you're going to log in. You're going to go through a set of questions where the government is going to ask you to verify which program are you eligible for. They're going to ask you a set of questions. You select the questions. Based on that, you get results of what documents you should have, right? So you gather all those documents, you create an account, you upload all those documents, you pay the fees, and you submit the application, right? There's confusions about if the application fee should be, because there was a link for the online payment of the new temporary public policy program, that should people be paying fees already, or should they be paying online? I think with the recent meetings or recent expert advices, I've figured that you have to pay the fees after uploading the documents, like we do it in Express Entry. But again, I am not 100% sure on this. And another question that I do ask a lot is, it was about the payments. And if you've already made the payment, do not worry about it. If you have to pay the fee, if there's no option to upload your existing fee receipt, you pay online, and then you can request a refund for the fees you have already paid. If it gives you an option, awesome, you can do that, right? But do make sure you do pay the right of permanent residence fee. It's very important. So in other economic program applications, you are not required to pay the right of permanent resident fee, but under this public policy, you must pay your RPRF fee. It's very important, right? So yeah, the fees are less than the fee are less than the regular economic programs. um, yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Have documents ready, and if you want your representative, any consultant to do it for you, or you want me to do it, um, then we can do it for you. The process would be that you would give all your required information and documentations to me. For example, I would fill out a couple forms. I will make sure the documents are properly scanned, they are in PDF format, they are compressed to the size that there are size limitations when you upload the documents, and you have all the required documents. And it's very important. I see, it's I'm not promoting my own business, but I always do tell people that it's always good to go have a professional advice from a licensed immigration consultant or a lawyer, because sometimes your applications are a bit complicated. They're not as easy as they may seem. Then a lot of times we 99% of the times in the applications I do include submission letters, and those submission letters can make the immigration officers and my life easier, right? So there's few points that you as an applicant might not understand, but as an immigration consultant, because we do files on regular basis, we might think that this is an important point that we should be addressing. Then we write a submission letter and explain it to the officer. Right, so again, the process goes that you send us the documents, we prepare your forms, documents, we send it back to you before May 6th, or whenever you have all other documents ready. And then once the system is out, then you have to go in and you'll have to apply for the application yourself. The government clearly says that representatives cannot submit file on your behalf. So we can prepare your documents, you submit the documents. Once the application is submitted, you get a file number. Then as a consultant or as a third-party representative, we can link your file back to our portals or a different portal, right? That's when we can take care of your file and manage it in a proper way. But yeah, so far that's the information I have. Pardon me if I did if I said something wrong. My seniors, my experts, all consultants, lawyers out there, they have better information than what I have, but I've tried my best to give you the information that I know as of now, as of today. Yeah, so you can talk to your representative, you can talk to me. Again, my name is Shivam Sharma, licensed immigration consultant, member R526789. My company's name is Heyram Consulting Ltd. My phone number is 778-664-8164. Please be patient if we are not able to take your call, because yes, we are getting a lot of calls, and we try to get back to you as soon as possible. And again, a lot of people, in the morning I was getting calls and I was telling them the same thing. They would have questions about how our applications will be done in time. My staff and I are dedicated doing your applications in time. If we promise you, if we take your file, we do it in time, even if you have to work 24 hours a day. So yeah, feel free to contact me. Feel to WhatsApp me, email me. Email is info@heyram.ca, info@heyram.ca. Feel free to call us. Yeah, and we'll be happy to help you. I hope this video was helpful to at least some of the people out there, and I've made their mind clear on how things are gonna work.